When you were growing up, did you get asked this question? What do you want to do when you grow up? What was your answer? Have you also asked a kid this question yourself? What do you want to do when you grow up? But did you really mean it? You know that this question is only a tantalizing notion of a dream job that will not come true for most people. For most people, work is not going to be the spiritual vocation that one dreams of. But work could have been. Work is our life project. Work is what we decide to do with our finite 80 years of time on earth. Work is how we realize our potential, how we create value for others, how we try to transcend our narrow existence. However, in the reality that we know, work narrowly refers to paid work. For the unlucky ones, they work primarily to make money. Work becomes the means of subsistence, of paying debts and mortgages. It is a social arrangement where one exchanges most of his time on earth just for the right to live. Instead of enabling human flourishing, the experience of paid work for many people is entrapping, alienating, and debasing. Paid work becomes entrapping when people have no choice but to work in order to get paid. Paid work becomes alienating when it's homogeneous, repetitive, and treats the human subject as a means to economic production. Paid work is debasing because it reduces human aspirations into making money and buying things. We feel obliged to spend all the time we have to work harder and harder and to make more and more money. Because of the obsession with paid work and money, there is also a mismatch between a person's social contribution and the social status he gets. A social worker who is unpaid or paid modestly is going to be less respected than a stocks trader who makes huge bonuses. This is not to say that there should not be work or there should not be paid work, but rather, how can we enable work to bring the most value to human life and not eclipse human life? How can we create diverse avenues for people to gain fulfillment outside of paid work and money? Right now, in the year 2020, the urgency of the problem with work is more pronounced than ever. Firstly, technology. Machines will displace more and more human labor and increase unemployment. Machines will also make it cheaper than ever to manufacture and provide basic necessities. How can we take advantage of this double-edged sword? Secondly, COVID-19. This pandemic has shown us the dire consequences when massive unemployment hits. For a society to be resilient and prosperous, there needs to be a universal social safety net. There needs to be a way to enable people to flourish outside of paid work. What I propose is a system I call Sollarism. The word solar is coined from the words social and dollar. The first part of Sollarism is the much debated program of Universal Basic Income, or UBI. With UBI, every citizen receives a living stipend every month, regardless of their need and employment status. The UBI achieves two things. Firstly, it ensures a basic standard of living, which is a human right enshrined in UN's Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Secondly, it frees people from paid work if they think it's alienating, boring, pointless, and life-wasting. UBI brings real freedom for all. People can pursue their interest and actually do whatever that creates the most value for the society. People can also tip one another to express appreciation for their work. The biggest objection to UBI is clearly, how can we possibly fund this? Here's where it gets interesting. We can fund universal basic income without increasing fiscal burden and without increasing taxation. Unbelievable, right? This brings me to the second part of Sollarism, community currency, which is sollars. Here's how Sollarism works. Firstly, the government will issue everyone 1,000 sollars a month, in addition to any income he might receive in dollars. Secondly, sollars can be used to buy anything dollars can buy. Thirdly, an individual or business can cash sollars back into dollars with the government, but at a 50% discount. That's all to Sollarism. It does not change the current economic order. You can still undertake paid work if you want to. You just get an additional 1,000 sollars to spend. But this makes a world of difference to the unemployed and to those who are currently coerced into jobs they don't enjoy. Let me now zoom in on the third point. There is a huge discount when you cash sollars into dollars. And critically, this discourages people from cashing sollars into dollars. When people don't cash sollars into dollars, the government does not have to spend any money. For both individuals and businesses, there is in fact no need to cash sollars into dollars, except to purchase goods or services from a business that does not take sollars. But as a business, why wouldn't you take sollars? If you could get additional revenue in sollars to employ staff, purchase goods and services, and distribute profits to shareholders. Let's recall the time in the 18th century when the European colonists discovered lots of silver in the New World. They brought back the newfound silver into their original economies and made the economies much wealthier. People's income and wealth increased, consumption increased, businesses had more revenue, and more jobs were created. With Sollarism, the jobs created are also going to be more interesting because people now have the right to choose. Today, sollars can become the new silver. Money has value only because we all believe that we will be able to exchange this money for goods and services. So, why don't we all believe? Why don't we all believe that the world is abundant enough to provide for all? Why don't we all believe that nobody has to work just to survive? Why don't we all believe that when we emancipate people from the work they're forced to do, they're able to be more creative, more productive, happier, and healthier? If we all believe in the economic value of sollars and in the human values of Sollarism, then all of this will come true. Thank you.